Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm the Young Adult Librarian at Rock Island Public Library, and today I have two books for you that are both available through our Hoopla app. And if you've not used Hoopla before, the deal with it is you get 15 checkouts per month. So it's a good time now. If you've not downloaded the app before, you could get it now, get your August checkouts, and then get more checkouts for September, since we're near the end of the month. So I guess if you have Hoopla, remember to use your checkouts. I usually, I don't know, I rarely go through all of them, but it's nice to be able to try different stuff, and, if I end up not liking something, it doesn't matter, because usually I have plenty of checkouts to spare. But today I have two graphic novels, and this first one is All-Star Superman. And this book is interesting in a lot of ways. The art by Frank Whitley. Grant Morrison wrote this. Frank Whitley, he's written, I guess he's drawn a lot of different series. And Grant Morrison has written a lot, I would say mainly for DC, but he's got a lot of books out there. And this is apparently going to be the inspiration for the next Superman movie, which is coming out, I think, 2025. So not next year, but the year after. And there have been a lot of Superman movies, I know, or movies with Superman that aren't exactly about Superman, but this one I'm curious about, and mostly because, it's going to be written by James Gunn, and I love the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, and the other movies he has made have been really interesting and creative, and kind of perfect for this, in the sense that Superman typically, I don't know, I think has a certain reputation. And this book, it confirms it in the sense that he is somebody who wants to help people. And he does his best to do that. But in the course of this book, a lot of weird and disturbing things happen. And it's not just, it's not exactly because of Superman, but he is there. And he is surrounded by people. Including, there are different folks in this book, some of whom have developed a new kind of kryptonite, which is maybe not the best if you're Superman. And Jimmy Olsen's in this, and you get Lois Lane getting to be very cool, and also having superpowers, at least temporarily. And all of this is dealing with the fact that Superman, he's going through some changes in his life. His father has passed, and he's found out some disturbing news about his own health. So he's sort of wondering, okay, well, what comes next? What am I supposed to do? And, the very first page sort of acknowledges, hey, a lot of people know sort of the origin story of Superman. And that's why you have Doomed Planet, Desperate Scientists, Last Hope, Kindly Couple. And then we see Superman, and he is flying near the sun, and that's where some very important scenes of this book take place. Now, again, I don't know, if you've not read a lot of Superman, and I will say I've not, I really enjoyed this series. It's one of those, I think it's listed on the DC Essentials list. There's 20 or 25 graphic novels where they've sort of put it out there that, hey, these are great starting points for some major DC characters. And sure enough, this is a book that kind of gets into what makes Superman so interesting. Yes, he's extremely powerful, but he is still mortal. And you see him just trying to use the time that he has on Earth to help people. And he knows that, okay, well, it's not so much that this is why he's on Earth. He knows he was sent to Earth as a baby by his parents because the planet Krypton was dying. But he's decided that this is why I'm here. I'm going to help people as best I can for as long as I can. He's made his own purpose. And you also have, Lex Luthor deciding, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this also. I can get myself some superpowers going, and I can be as strong as Superman. And of course, that strength is not what makes Superman. That's a big part of this. Yes, he's very strong, but it's the desire to help and to not just take over the world or do whatever you could do, certainly, with awesome power. Superman's whole life is sort of about not abusing that and figuring out, okay, how best he can make his adopted home world better for everybody he can help. Like, and there's lots of moments in this book. There's big moments, there's small moments, and there's the question of, well, wait a minute, by the end of this book, is he going to die? Because, again, if you've seen recent movies, you know, this did happen, sort of, except not really. I think that was, like the end of Justice League, which I don't, it's been a while. But basically, if you're interested in checking out a comic that's going to be a movie in a couple of years, this is one of those. And it is very unique. It gets into the fact that, okay, Superman being so powerful has some of the wildest, like, allies and enemies and experiences. And there's aliens in this book, and there's body horror, and there's just a lot of stuff that makes me see, like, oh yeah, this is something that James Gunn would be interested in adapting, and I'm curious to see how that goes. But I think it'll be pretty cool. So, check it out. And next, this is kind of I did sort of a theme, which is to say DC Comics, because I talk about a lot of Marvel, I talk about a lot of manga, I read a lot of those, and because of that, I thought this week do a couple DC books, and this one is Batman, a lot of Little Gotham. And Little Gotham is interesting. It's like this last book, I should say. A lot of comics, or graphic novels, I should say. Comics, it's a magazine, basically. And most collected editions, it's like 5 or 6 issues, usually like the first arc in a story. These, I believe, are both 12. Yeah, because this is All-Star Superman, it's 1 and 2. So this is all 12 issues or chapters. And same with this. This is the entire 12-issue run of Little Gotham. And the art is really fantastic. It's by Dustin Nguyen. He's the artist here. And Derek Fridolfs is the author. And what you get is this really entertaining, all-ages Batman comic. And it is about all different figures in Gotham City. There's heroes and villains, and the focus is holidays for the most part. So you can kind of see it from the table of contents. Like, it starts on Halloween. Then we get to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, Lunar New Year, St. Patrick's Day, Easter. And then we kind of get more into seasons. Like, you get April showers, but then there's also Mother's Day mania, Father's Day fun. Oh, sorry, Cinco de Madness is chapter 10. But then we get like Minazuki, Independence Day, Gotham Comic Con. And beyond this, it's like, all right, we also get, oh, sorry, there's actually 24 chapters because I'm forgetting. Each of these comics had 2 stories in there, which is, it's just very, I would say, efficient storytelling, for one thing. The way that these comics were written, I love the art, and I love the fact that, I mean, this is a really unique looking Batman book, or it was when it came out. Like now, I mean, Dustin Nguyen, he has written, oh gosh, I think there's a Batman and Robin series that he has drawn, but also he is the author and artist on, let's see, Descender, which is a really cool series, and it is about a robot boy in space in the future. I think I've talked about it before, maybe, in book talk form. But basically, in these comics, I mean, you get all these different holiday tales and stories of heroes, stories of villains, and you have like, it's that thing in recent years in comics where, all right, Catwoman's still kind of running around with Harley and Ivy. She's still sort of a Gotham City siren. So not exactly a hero, more of an anti-hero, but she and Batman are also a thing. So it's like, all right, you have Batman, you have all of his kids, and you have his large and famous rogues gallery. And all these people appear on the front cover, wraps around to the back, and it's just a lot of fun. I think, let's see, yeah, this series is a few years old, and what I would simply observe is, I mean, this is why Batman, books like this really make it obvious why Batman is so popular and has been so popular for so long, because even when it gets dark, I mean, it can be dark. There's many dark Batman movies, obviously, TV series inspired by Batman, but it can also be really wacky and colorful and fun. Think like Adam West, Cesar Romero, like 1960s Batman series. But also, I mean, it is comics at the end of the day. So you want this. You want a book where it's like, oh, this is just a really good time and all these different characters interacting. And yeah, I like this one a lot. So again, if you're a fan of comics or you'd like to maybe read more, I know we have a reading challenge this year where the goal for the 365 challenge is to read 10,000 minutes. Now, I made the mistake of logging books a lot. This is in Beanstack, by the way, if you have the Beanstack app. And the thing about this is, if you just quick log a book as complete, okay, it doesn't count your time. So it takes a little longer to go in and count minutes for books. So even though the year is more than halfway over, I think I'm at like 30%, because just in the last few weeks did I start actually logging time on books that I have read. So if you just are looking to increase your fun reading, this is the time of year where, okay, only got one more weekend at the pool, so I'll be reading comics. I'll be reading Saga, which I've talked about before. I might talk about again here because it's a great comic, and there have been some exciting developments in the past few years with that series coming back. But yeah, it's finished is the other thing. Like this series, and same with All-Star Superman. Like both of these books, they're complete. So you can just read the whole story in one volume. You don't have to wait to see what happens or how things continue. Although this is a story where it does definitely end on this note of, oh, what might happen next? So again, if you're a DC fan, check these out. Or even if you're not a DC fan. I mean, I consider myself a fan of any comic that is fun to read, so these are definitely that. And again, these are available on Hoopla. Hoopla is great because you don't have to wait for other people to return an item. The only downside is sometimes we do hit our daily borrowing limit, which is great. That means people are using Hoopla. But when we hit that limit, that means you won't be able to check anything out until the next day. And what that usually means for me is I will stay up until midnight, and then, I mean, I'm usually awake then anyway, so I'll check something out then. But you can also, just any time before noon, I would say, if you're trying to get something on Hoopla and we keep hitting the daily limit. And thank you for watching. I will see you again next week.